Hi there and welcome to Class with Ms. Sharma. In this particular class, I'm going to cover the topic of bearings. We're going to do this by doing a practical question. This is the question here, and in part A, it tells us we need to do an actual drawing for a diagram that they gave us. Let us now refer to the diagram. This is the diagram. Here now, in this particular diagram, we have several points. One point here is H, and that's here. Another one is S, and another one is P. And they gave us several angles as well as some marked distances. They did give us a scale. They said 1 centimeter must be equal to 2 kilometers. Now this is very essential in doing a question like this. If we are asked to draw this over, the first thing you must always do is assess your question. What section do you want to start with? For me, I will start with the H. So I will come over here and I will draw a straight line. Now my line is on the computer, so it's a little technical to get this straight. And you'll more than likely will be doing this on paper. So for you to get this line to be straight, what you should really do is make sure that it is parallel to your margin. So right, I have now drawn this line here. So now I need to write in my N and also my H. Let's say my H is about here and my N will just be at the top, which stands for north. Now they're saying that there is a 43-degree angle here. Now we have to accurately draw a 43-degree angle here using this north line as one of our lines. So now I will take out the protractor. Now to line up your protractor, you must make sure that your center is on the point that you need to go and the line that you have drawn is directly under the line and the zero line in the protractor, kind of like how you're seeing it here, right? So at this point here. Now this side of the protractor starts at 0 and it goes straight across. So I'm looking for 43, which is probably around here. Just a little average, so I've just created a dot. And now I could remove the protractor. Once I have done that, I now want to create a line and connect it to the point H like this. And let the other side, well, the length of the line pass through that dot that I just created, like there. Right? So you will be doing this on paper with your pencil, a very sharp pencil to boot, and you will then label your angle. So your angle will be here, and we will put 43 degrees. Now somewhere along this line is this point here, S. So we can't just go and just write it any arbitrary location. We need to actually work it out. They are telling us that the location is 10 kilometers away from H. So this is our scale. So 10 kilometers will actually be 5 centimeters. So I'm going to pull out the ruler and measure 5 centimeters along this line. Once I've done that, the end of that 5 centimeter mark, I will put the point S. My ruler is now along the line and I'm looking for the point 5. So that is probably around here, somewhere here, right? And then I remove the ruler and I create this point with a marker here. I call it S, right? So now I have done this line and this angle here. So I will put here now 10 kilometers, or well, we don't need to put the 5 centimeters because we know that if we use the scale, we'll get that. Now the next thing I want to do now is this line here. So this line now measures a 48-degree angle here. So again, we repeat the process with the protractor. Again, I've placed my protractor here and I want to make sure that it's centered along my H. And this line here now, since my angle is going this way, I'll measure from the 180. Now in our protractors that we would have 0 to 180 going this side, and from this side, the anti-clockwise way, you will see another 0 to 180. But in this particular protractor, it's the first time I'm using this actually. I'm only seeing it in one direction. So I'll just measure in this direction. 48 degrees going this way, maybe around here. It's a little mark you want to put. Kind of hard to do it virtually, but we're trying, right? And then we want to remove the protractor, and then we want to draw a line from here to H, right? End up getting something like this, right? Now, somewhere along this gray line here will be the 16 kilometers. So again, we have to convert that 16 kilometers into centimeters. So that will be 16 kilometers here, and well, that'll just be divided by 2, so we get 8 centimeters. So we're going to measure along this gray line 8 centimeters. So let's do that now. I'm trying my best to get this to line up as straight as possible. I'll just average 8 centimeters is around here. Right. So now I remove the ruler and I make this marker here my point P. And at P, I'm going to draw this line here now, this straight arrow line. That's it there. I'll write my point P and I'll write my 16 kilometers here. So we, everyone, have just finished doing the diagram. Now we need to answer the other questions. So let's refer to that. So we have done this piece here, the first part. So now let us move on. What is the bearing of S from H? Now when you see the word from in a bearing, that's where you're going to put the north sign. So you're going to put a north sign here at the point H. Let's go to the diagram and we'll see the bearing of S and H would simply be here. The north sign is already on the H, and that'll just simply be 43 degrees. So that's the first answer here. So we could just go here and we write 43 degrees. That is completed. Now what is the bearing of P from H? So we go back to the diagram. Of P from H will go all the way here because we're looking at this point here and we're coming from this point here. So that will be this angle here now. We don't know what that angle is, but that angle will simply be 180 minus 43 minus 48. So we work out that 180 minus 43 minus 48, and whatever we get there, we add it to 43, and that is our answer. That works out to be 132 degrees. Now we move on to part D, where we need to find the bearing of H from S. So we go to the diagram and we make sure that we could draw that up. Of H from S. So that means we need to have a north line here, right? So of course I can't do it like that. I need to draw a proper line. So now that I've included my north line here, I could now come and try to work out this whole angle here. We can easily measure, or we could work it out like this. We could measure all the way around. But now that will be 180 is all of this, and this angle will be 43 because of alternate angles. This angle and this angle will be the same. So the answer for this part will be 180 plus 43 degrees, which will end up being 223 degrees. So that's this piece here. Now we need to move on. What is the bearing of P from S? So let's go here now. Of P from S. So that would be bearing from this line all the way on to if I drew a line here. Now let me insert that line. Inserted it and it looks like this. And now I want to know what's this whole angle here, right? Now we can easily measure this. So I'll take out the protractor and I will put it along my lines and measure. Placing the protractor on my diagram, I'm getting an angle that looks something like this around here. So that's about probably 167 or so. But perhaps when you do this on paper, you may get a different value because your value may be more accurate since I'm using the virtual method, right? So that means that's the answer for here. Now lastly, I want to join P and S and measure the distance. Now that's easy. I already have a line that's connecting P and S. That's this line here, right? So now I need to measure this. So I'm taking out my ruler. Placing my ruler along my line. I'm seeing that here looks like it's about a, I don't know, like a 9.4 centimeter. Going back to my question paper. And now that says it's 9.4 centimeters, but we don't want it in centimeters, we want it in kilometers. So because the scale was 1 centimeter to 2 kilometers, I'll multiply this value by 2 and I'll get 18.8 kilometers. That, everyone, takes us to the end of our question. I hope that you understand. Feel free to drop me a comment and let me know how you feel. Sorry for any little hiccups I had during this, but it was the first time I was doing this topic virtually. Hope that you all understand. Please free to share, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.